new MCU Marvel logo, but it's actually like the old one with the flipping comics. All right, I've come back around, I guess. And then it turns into a straight up Void-style opening credit, even muting the fanfare.
There's something wrong with me. An emptiness.
This movie wears its theme on its sleeve, and I'm into it. Love a movie that doesn't insist on trying to be everything to everyone.
Just a void.
A casual step off on Void. Again, fun reference to our baddie, but also that's the Merdeka 118, the second tallest building in the world. For obvious reasons, Disney Health and Safety said nope, but Florence really pushed for it because she loves heights, and what a way to open this movie.
Or maybe I'm just bored.
And her expression and comfy sweats all play into her vibe. Perfect editing for that line. 2 minutes in, after a crazy stunt, now we get a long take top-down fight scene with these extra long shadows and Yelena crushing skulls. Or should we be calling them extra long voids? We should.
But I'm not focused, and I'm not happy, and I don't have purpose. And without purpose, I'm just drifting like a river.
Again, the editing of timing the shots to the end of her line about purposes. And look, it's hard to make Florence Pugh look remotely schlubby because of her ennui and depression, but they tried, and that's what counts. It's a guinea pig. Get it? Because Bob was also a guinea pig, and Yelena saves you good.
Stop right there!
Hi.
That hi is your sign to immediately drop the gun and run away. No one that comfortable is worth messing with.
Project Sentry isn't what she thinks.
Seemingly unrelated cold open is actually connected to the larger story? Real comic fans caught that one.
Okay. Assignment is... Oh, wait, hang on. Assignment is complete.
She's still so bored. Also, fantastic practical explosion shot on location in Kuala Lumpur, crowd and all.
Rumors of wrongdoing are very worrying issue.
Ha! Footage of me live. Beautiful people like us can't be good at everything, am I right, Buck?
Miss Fontaine.
No, it's De Fontaine. You forgot the de.
Dang. Do we all miss Veep, back when political parody made sense? After the last decade in the US, President Meyer sounds pretty chill. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is always a win.
The Avengers are not walking through that door. We have no reliable heroes.
Brutal cut to Bucky. I think he was only ever Avengers adjacent.
I click leave on porch.
Look, I do the same, but it's not because I'm a shut-in. It's a courtesy to the delivery person so they don't have to wait for me. Also, human interaction is scary. For them, I assume. Nope. Lacking articles even in his logo. Pretty decent business model, though.
So good to see you.
Hi, Dad.
Aw, I like that she still calls him that. And it sort of just neatly wraps up the events of Black Widow if you're still catching up.
My limo business. You would not believe the important people I meet driving.
Saving the day later on, shadowing.
So you feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled.
A+ line and delivery. I've already said it a handful of times since seeing this.
Isn't this technically Baltimore?
No, Baltimore start next block over.
Oh.
I feel like that's a joke you only get if you're from the area, but I assume it's like saying you're from the city when your address is Hoboken.
I would burn the city to the ground to work for her.
What? We just said you were fulfilled.
Lena, I was lying. Look around you. I'm miserable.
Honesty.
Perhaps it is time that you followed in her path.
Sunlux gives us even better pieces moving forward, but this is the second half of The Light Inside You is Dim, with this bass or cello here undertoning Alexi's heartfelt honesty, and it just hints at jabbing me in the feels.
Yeah, maybe something more public-facing.
Love that Yelena dismissed Alexi's advice to him, but then immediately takes it. Very father-daughter thing to do.
Once you assess what's being stolen, you have the go-ahead to terminate on site. It's simple, really. It's just one little target, and you're done.
You know that one of my favorite things is when the audience is being telegraphed something that the characters can't possibly know, and everything about this mission, the way it's shot, even the way Yelena is framed, screams trap, and it just adds to the tension. If you're a habitual comic Marvel fan, Sentry and Void's inclusion in this film probably wasn't that much of a surprise, but if you avoided it all like I always do, my goodness is this moment a real no way moment. And the logo is close, but not the exact logo from the comics, so it might throw you off. Incredible comedic timing on this kick. Just out of nowhere, absolutely whomps Walker across the room. Love it. This feels like it's ripped from a comic book in the best possible way. All these different characters showing up at the same time with their different abilities. Are they gonna fight? Are they gonna get along? Will there be over-the-top Russian accents? Who's to say? Read on. Ghost's power always feels like cheating, but who's not gonna use it? Heck yeah, teamwork. I mean, not really yet. Teamwork shadowing. Either way, this is what we want from fun action movies. Giving us a glimpse of how strong Walker really is as he's getting shocked pretty dang hard, and Yelena still has to use all her strength to stop him from stabbing her. So Taskmaster can mimic anyone's fighting style and therefore basically knows their moves before they do it, hence blocking bullets from point-blank range. And if things were to go on a little longer for her, R.I.P. Taskmaster, I would have loved to see her start to anticipate Ghost's phasing. But that's brutal and was unexpected if you were like me and avoided all the buzz and trailers. She's on the cover of the Blu-ray, so I think I audibly gasped.
Is he actually dead? Oh.
He was puking because he saw someone get shot in the head. Perfect intro for Bob.
I'm Bob.
He is.
Bob?
No, your call sign.
Bob.
Maybe you know Wendell Pierce as Perry White in Superman, or maybe as James Greer from Jack Ryan, but the real ones know that this is Agent Richard Gill from Hackers.
I'm not stealing, she's stealing.
There's a sense of satisfaction that Yelena figures it out pretty quickly.
Pretty ludicrous coming from the dime store Captain America.
I'll have you know I was actually the official Captain America, so...
His response is so middle school boy. He is the perfect US agent.
Before you publicly murdered an innocent man on the streets, do I have that right?
Really define innocent.
Unarmed and surrendering? Also technically innocent of the crime you were mad about? But yeah, he would respond like that.
Oh. You guys hear that?
Never change, Bob. That death look to Mel. You can take the Julia out of the Selena, but you can't take the Selena out of the Julia. Absolute national treasure.
Torch it all. Are you sure?
Oh my God.
I appreciate that Mel is likable from the start. Bare minimum, she has a conscience, unlike Valentina.
Okay, it's an incinerator. Oh boy, that is no way to go.
How would you like to die today, Bob?
It's hard to admit when you're wrong. Good for you, Walker.
Okay, Ghost Lady.
Ava.
Sure, whatever, don't care.
Yelena not giving a crap will never not be entertaining.
I can override this.
On your left!
Always trying to be Cap. Also a nice little glimpse at their different styles of problem solving as a non-team.
You think she's coming back? I should have seen this coming.
Correct. To be fair, there's no altruistic reason for her to come back. It only benefits her escape if they're dead, and they're not a team yet.
Chokehold, nerve pinch?
No.
The Vulcan one? Walker knows the Vulcan nerve pinch?
You said you're Captain America?
Why are you laughing?
Just because you're an asshole.
So true, especially coming from Bob. Yike.
That darkness gets pretty enticing, and then it starts to feel a little bit like,
A void.
Yep, a void.
Gosh, that yep, so casual. But also there's something to be said for seeing your own issues mirrored back to you in a different person and the answers and encouragement coming so easily. If only we could talk to ourselves the way we talk to others.
What do you do about it?
You shove it way down. You just push it down.
It's fantastic that she knows it's terrible advice even though it's exactly what she does. Relatable. Sleeper agent super soldiers, they're just like us. Finally answering the real questions about vibranium appendages.
We can protect you.
Oh, can you? Is that coming from the freshman congressman who hasn't gotten a bill passed, or the Winter Soldier?
Dang, roasted for both your LinkedIn and Call of Duty profiles at the same time. To be fair, Winter Soldier of the House sounds like a bodyguard I'd want on retainer.
So, none of us fly? What, we all just punch and shoot?
Clint not being here makes this even funnier. But it's perfectly in Yelena's character to notice and mention the predicament.
Oh my God, we suck.
Honesty. But then some ingenuity.
I didn't really think this far ahead.
Genius plan, Bobby!
Always making things worse.
Bob's tragic self-fate sneaks onto screen in little bits here and there, but because of the surrounding comedic banter, it takes a while for it to really land that he's genuinely struggling, which in and of itself is very real. Saving Bob! And this moment perfectly encapsulates the characters. Walker thinks somehow he can do it, whatever that means, but most importantly, he puts himself first. Ghost saves herself, but doesn't shake Yelena off. Bob lets himself die, and of course Yelena grabs Ghost and saves Bob. You'd think that his worst memory would be murdering the Flag Smasher, but it makes sense that for Walker, it's the repercussions of it that really haunt him.
Walker. What the hell are you doing?
Oh, you know, just staring into the void.
High school state football champs, back to back to back, go Bears.
Even for a guy who didn't technically peak in high school, he still acts like a guy who peaked in high school.
When I was 5, I was in a Pee Wee soccer team called the West Chesapeake Valley Thunderbolts. One time, this girl Mindy, she did a poo at midfield.
The way I gasped when she said Thunderbolts. Genuinely amazing reimagining for how they land on the name. All for a poop joke.
No one told me this was non-lethal.
Well, I'm telling you now, Holt.
It's just
I spent a lot of time planning for lethal.
Surprise Andy Belfleur. He's really the best man to play Merc, who's disappointed he doesn't get to kill anyone. Dang, you're working on a badass good guy win there, Walker.
You can trust me, Bob.
Can I?
No, not really.
I like how she stops to think about it like it was just a knee-jerk reaction. Although, I also think that by admitting he can't really trust her, she comes off trustworthy. Tricky widows. Split kick! Sorry! He's such a sweetie. Teamwork! Well, at least 2 out of 3, we're getting there. Gotta be rough to be walking right by the person who betrayed you and just have to keep going.
She's gone. Of course she's gone. Now what?
Hey! Get in!
At every turn, every delay, they all stop trusting each other, and it makes sense. Elena and Walker both lost people really close to them, so they're gonna put up walls to protect themselves. It's a team of wannabe lone wolves.
And identify yourself. Now, soldiers.
You are messing with the wrong...
Honestly, cliche dodge for not wasting his breath with a stay right there, since no one would ever stay. Ghost's phasing effects are killer. I already talked about it in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but it looks both unique and sorta classic. Valentina can throw down. Very here for this.
Come on, let's go. That's why he did it.
Hard truth. Also, notice how Walker waits for Yelena's nod. He knows who the leader is.
Like that.
Oh, abs? Valentina's smile. His out-of-control flailing adds such a panicky feel. Makes sense since he has no idea what's happening.
How do you do that?
Just keep working at it every day. Never give up.
Wyatt Russell is underrated, and even though we know it's worse than he's letting on, at this point it could be true, and Walker sells it just enough that you kinda believe him.
You know, I don't say it enough, but I am so impressed that in circumstances like this, you can still get me a good cup of coffee.
The joke is obviously that she's so detached and indifferent and also utterly devoid of empathy that she's focused on the wrong things, but, yeah, good coffee's incredibly important. Also points to Valentina for giving credit where credit is due, especially after this dismissal earlier.
And I want them there when we arrive.
Okay. DC?
No, the new place. Let me know when our boy in the box gets to New York.
Ah, a little hint at what the new place is. They don't see it, but all they need is to see Elena drop. It's so clearly a limo, but who in the world expects a limo in the desert?
Oh, God.
Elena! It's your dad!
Suited up and everything. Parents are so embarrassing. Helpful, but embarrassing.
Also very different because Walker actually knows what he's doing.
Wow, compliments. I mean, we'll say anything to jab our parents. And us parents expect and accept it. Also, love that Walker appreciates the praise.
I find it best just to ignore him sometimes.
Impressive friends you assembled.
We are not friends, Alex.
Ha! Assembled. And look, again, the joke here is that Alexei is being a silly fanboy and overestimating his kid's influence and leadership skills, but he's actually 100% correct because, as we've pointed out, they're already looking to her as the leader, and they are assembled, or they will be.
Whatever you are, the light inside you is brighter.
But he got her on that one, even if she hates to admit it, which might even sting a bit because it's caring about people that leads to the wannabe lone wolves getting hurt.
A team that can bring light from the darkness.
Clairvoyance. Also love Ava's reluctant smile.
She's bulletproof, huh?
Resourcefulness. I guess being mistrustful has its benefits. The epitome of badass good guy. If you look up badass good guy in the dictionary, it's just this iconic shot of Bucky.
The Winter Soldier.
Correct, Alexei. This is the level of reverence with which you say his name. This whole sequence is so sick and also shows how much Bucky knows how to hero, especially compared to these bozos. Limo end over end is something else.
Welcome to the Watchtower.
MCU fans are stoked to see Avengers Tower, fans of the comics are stoked at the Watchtower shout out, and I'm just trying to figure out if that was actually the Avengers motif slightly off key. I'm pretty sure it was.
Tower.
Gorgeous lighting for this shot.
Would you excuse me just for a moment?
Val is so rarely rattled, but reliving her own childhood trauma clearly throws her off her game.
Wait. I can control it.
Great.
Even here, she's still thrown by it all.
You're all evidence in the impeachment trial against Valentina.
Such a Boy Scout these days. Steve would be proud.
I know it's been hard since Olivia left you and took your kid, but still.
Elena is such a sucker for others in pain, and I love it. 3 hours ago, she hated Walker, and now it's all coming together, and she realizes he's just another blustery dude who doesn't want to admit he's just a loner like her.
What guy?
Bob.
Bob.
Bob!
To be fair, other than The Builder, Sponge, or Discount Furniture, it's not the most intimidating name.
Look, I've been where you are, so you can either do something about it now or live with it forever.
There are a number of things he could be talking about for himself, but either way, coming from Bucky, it lands.
Yes! Yeah!
Enthusiasm. Also, I genuinely love how much he wants to be on a team. Our guy really just wants to be part of something.
You're brought up to believe that there's a good guy and a bad guy. But then eventually you come to realize that there's a bad guy and a worse guy and nothing else.
Huh. She has a point, but in their universe, the worst thing Steve Rogers did was keep Bucky's secret from Tony. My point is that there are good people even in our world. Sometimes it can just seem like there are a lot more bad and worse people.
And then I have these little widow bite.
45. The long barrel.
I always love these real moments as if we just dropped into the middle of their conversation about all their weapons.
It's like cool, right? You like it?
Do you like the head?
Yeah, I think the head's pretty sweet.
Then cool.
And he's being so vulnerable about his gear. I mean, he does still look like the old dude in Up with that hat on. Every time we get these comedic breaks, it's almost a shock to jump back into the action and remember that they can all also mollywop in addition to nailing a punchline.
Jesus, you guys, I literally just put that drywall in. I left the door unlocked for you. Come up.
But never too long before we're reminded Val's here to make us laugh again. Also always a little unnerving when the bad guy just welcomes you in. So cold. Out of all of them, the fact that Bucky headbutts the guy after the whistle is perfect.
I mean, the place wasn't cheap, but it's got good optics.
Really enjoy that she's been planning to use the Avengers' name and iconography, or maybe just legacy, to her advantage, one way or another.
We're taking you in, Val.
I don't think so. Junior varsity, Captain America.
Oh snap, shots fired.
Who is this old Santa?
I'm Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian.
What?
Gosh, she knows exactly what to say to get under each of their skins. That's the most offensive thing she could say to Alexei.
My great honor to introduce to you the Sentry.
Hey guys. Wow, that's a cool name.
But the dude's just here for the love of the game.
Robert, they don't think you're good enough.
That's not true.
Remember?
You can trust me, I know you.
I don't think that you do.
Woof. It's a threatening line, but it's very clear that Bob isn't saying it as a threat. It's just a fact.
No one messes with the West Chesapeake Valley Thunderbolts!
Best war cry ever? Psh, whatever, so he's Superman but a tad stronger. Oh, never mind, he's Neo, which is God. Maybe even a little Dr. Manhattan. So much happens here. Stopping the bullet seems to surprise even Sentry, but then he flicks them back fast enough to mortally wound Bucky, who is saved by Walker, but they're still slammed into the wall. Comic readers already knew, but Sentry is just a different level of powerful. Incredible how Sentry just stops trying after the first block. Alexei's a good fighter and gets behind him, but Sentry just stops caring and doesn't have to do anything. Honestly, the mere fact that he pulled Alexei back is proof that Bob is still in there. That's gotta be so deflating. Also, what an iconic moment. Bucky does love the drop the knife to the other hand move. His look of annoyance when Yelena jumps on him. This set piece, and especially this oneer, is one of the best Superman scenes ever made. He's just so insanely out of their league, and this is how you show that. Dang, and I thought Walker getting his shield bent was deflating. Getting backhanded by your own arm? That's next level. And if you were wondering if he could have bent Cap's vibranium shield, that's your answer. Probably not.
Because I seem to remember you getting your ass beat way worse than mine.
Yeah, I suck. I'm terrible. We're all terrible. We're all losers.
This makes me want to do The Losers, which has Cap, Gamora, and Heimdall in it. But I think the Thunderbolts have even more negative self-talk.
Ava, you're not a hero. You're not even a good person. Bitch. See?
The script is so good. It doesn't feel so quippy that you don't believe it's really coming from the characters, but it easily adds humor to a really brutal moment, which is kind of like life.
Slow down, Umnichka.
Alexei, I am not your Umnichka.
Umnichka means clever or smart girl.
Go easy on him.
Oh, so you're nice now. No, you know you're a piece of trash, Walker. So does your family.
Jesus.
Even Walker knows she's crossing the line now.
But I'm starting to think maybe you don't know what I am.
Oh, God damn it. This is so irritating.
Val is annoyed, not scared. She really might be one of the scariest characters in the MCU.
I'm not afraid of you, Robert.
And again, I believe her. The memory of her dad dying shook her way more. Love that it's not just the void enveloping Bob. The shadows around him start to bleed down to his body.
I'm late, but I'm here now.
Daddy, I'm so alone.
Well, that daddy will rip your soul right out through your tear ducts.
Stop. We all have things that we regret.
No, but I have so many.
Seriously, how are these ridiculous accents still making me cry?
Do you remember why you want to be goalie on your terrible soccer team? You told me I want to be the one everyone can rely on if they make a mistake.
Good people. They exist.
You're stuck, you're alone, you look only at the bed. When I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
Okay, that was really good.
It was. David Harbour apparently excels at the flawed but lovable father character. And you know the dude gives a great hug. Even for me, it was impossible to avoid shots of the void and people getting voided. But the build-up to his reveal is still creepy AF. The weird dark smudge left behind is just so haunting. I love how they chose to show Void being shot at. It's like they're all shooting blanks. The bullets aren't just going through or stopping before him, they just don't exist, lost in a void.
It's done.
Just 2 words, but Yelena knew what he meant. Family teamwork. Absolutely killer that they didn't even have to say what they should do, they both knew it. Everyone getting a save in should be cheesy, but somehow it's so gratifying. They're such underdogs, you love to see them each get a win. And obviously culminating in a teamwork moment is catnip for me. Always plotting. She's basically the new Loki.
You're safe, little one.
She is not, and yup, small child getting voided is immensely disturbing. It happens so quick, it's startling. I think there's a slow version of voiding that could be really creepy, maybe even scarier, but the little snap voiding, very unsettling. It's peak awful without crossing the line, if that makes sense. Plus, it's almost like they get pulled into the ground and then their void shadow grows after they're gone. Incredible effects.
No!
Real. Remember that time I said yike because Bob's eyes got a little creep-tastic? Yeah! The dimmest little glow of each eye is straight up nightmare fuel. Noticing there's a very conscious choice that Yelena is making to close her eyes and breathe throughout this movie. It seems obvious, but it's fantastic world building and design that you can still see the previous memory through the hole as well as having the snow spill over onto the table. And I know it's, make-believe, but tell me why I can tell what that gravity shift would feel like and why I would def throw up. A quality jump scare is when you know it's coming and it still gets you. Brutal way of illustrating how you can't change the past.
Hi.
Hey.
The little casual hey. There's no reason for that to be done in camera, but it really feels like it was, and that's the sign of good filmmaking.
What's up?
Not much, just watching New York disappear into a big maze of interconnected shame rooms.
A+ line and delivery. Shame rooms. She took the words out of my mouth.
It's not me. It's it. The void.
The physical manifestation of your own depression is such an amazing and awful idea, and oh my god, is that basically the nothing from the never-ending story? No wonder I never recovered.
The other rooms are much worse.
Both very depressing once we find out what this room is, and also that the void is punishing Bob himself the same way he is everyone else.
Oh, my son the hero. Look at you, what are you gonna do?
You hero, Bobby?
And now we understand why Bob didn't love Walker calling him Bobby.
You're making it worse. You always made it worse.
Heartbreaking, especially knowing how much that idea sticks with him. Nah, bruh.
Try to get used to it, okay? There's no death here. The pain only gets worse.
Ah, now I see what the CIA wanted it for. Whole series for this guy.
What did you see? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I have a great past, so I'm totally fine.
It's probably true, he barely remembers it.
Here we are, Shane's the lead electronic Thunderbolts.
It's not Shane.
Alexei continuing to care about which of the locals was the Thunderbolts sponsor really makes me love him even more. Gotta feel a little therapeutic to see your short-term pseudo-bully defend you and just absolutely drop your abusive father. There's definitely Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind inspiration here, but there's also some Everything Everywhere All at Once that ends up being the better comparison once we hit the moment in a bit.
I was on meth!
Incredible payoff to his reference in the vault.
I've been here before.
And the confirmation that Yelena's first mission in this movie is where everything was set in motion. The way his eyes blink out like stars.
I'm stronger than you. Let's see.
Absolute crusher of a pre-fight line. So brave from Bob, so casual from Void. A Goldberg spear? Also, the catalyst that pushes Bob over the edge to start winning the fight is seeing his friends in danger. And just like in the vault, it's like he's throwing himself on the sword again so that maybe they can get away, assuming he's a lost cause. Sadly, if you look closely, it's embracing the void that allows him to get that upper hand. Look at his eyes. Did I mention the score is so good? It has this defiant yet victorious melody line that can't break through the dissonance and noise. Sliding around in and out of key, it's like the musical expression of yearning, reaching out for someone with all your might and not being able to grasp their hand, or, you know, it's good.
I'm here. You're not alone.
I never know how much I need to hear that until she says it and my eyes start burning and swallowing becomes impossible. Gets me every time, especially because, yes, she's saying it to Bob.
We're all alone. All of us.
But she's also saying it to herself.
You're not alone.
I do love that Walker is the first one to get there after Yelena, this thin line between being hugged and restrained. And the solution isn't the usual trust your team or work together lesson, though sure, that's in there. But the real message is sometimes you just need to be saved. But for Bob, it wasn't by trusting them, he was pulled off by their forceful empathy. They all freed themselves to show him he's not alone. Bob didn't need teamwork so much as people who cared enough to drag him out of his fight with his own trauma manifestation. You know that somebody up high said, you absolutely have to make sure it is 100% clear that that little girl is okay. And I appreciate them for that.
What happened here? Sorry, I'm just a little fuzzy.
Okay. Are you serious?
He was mostly on board if it was a bit.
I don't have backup. I need help.
I'm going to kill that person.
Never change, Alexi. Dang, she's good. I really didn't see it coming, and I should have, because my first thought was, come on, this is silly. Why would Val ever put herself at this much risk? Oh, she outsmarted me. She knew exactly what she was doing. This was the only way they'd all walk through there.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the new Avengers.
On opening weekend, my writer heard someone loudly say, "What the F?" after this. So while this has been spoiled for many of us before ever watching because of the marketing, at first most people didn't know this was coming. Bob was just going along with it. He's proud of his new friends. And Valentina is just now realizing that Bob is even there. I enjoyed that during this next phase, the people inside the universe will be stand-ins for people in the audience who are not cool with this. I can't tell if this is a bigger dig at the team or at Brooks, but I can say it makes neither look great. They seem like sketches either way, but if they did convince them to pose like Queen, it totally checks out that Alexi would be Freddie. Sorry, that he would demand to be Freddie Mercury. Guinea pig! And dreams really do come true. I will say the beret is absolutely an upgrade for Walker, and both Bucky and Ava had hair glow-ups. 2 different post-credit scenes with 2 different Alexi facial hairs? Very much hoping we get at least one film titled The New Avengers and Bob. Thunderbolts does a lot of things very right, and it's a bummer that it didn't smash the box office, but we know why it didn't. It's been 8 years and 15 movies since we saw Ghost. Walker was in a show a lot of people watched, but never on the big screen, and Yelena and Alexi were standouts in Black Widow, but like I said about that movie at the time, it was too late. Almost $400 million isn't a flop, but with a $300 million budget and Disney always wanting $1 billion, it wasn't enough. And that's a bummer, because while parts of this movie might feel like a downer, it's only because it handles mental illness better than most superhero films. Everyone in this movie has issues. Even Ava, who acts the least affected, has a history of torture and trauma. We see all their different coping mechanisms. Ava diminishes her past almost comedically. Walker is in denial. Alexi relives his glory days. Bob repeats the words of his abusers, and Yelena stuffs it down. Often superhero movies sideline that stuff for the greater good. Tony Stark's PTSD got reduced to being overprotective in later movies. Wanda suffered from intense grief and trauma, and though they eventually cover it in WandaVision, she's not allowed to deal with any of it in Endgame. And don't even get me started on Jean Grey. Honestly, I think mental illness becomes kind of a catch-all for fictional characters because we don't really have an analog for superpowers or mutations, so the corollary ends up being some kind of affliction. But that's where Thunderbolts excels. Alexi acknowledges his failures as a father while explaining his own issues, and realistically, he's not fixed in the end. Bucky is still trying to figure out how he fits into the world as an ex-super soldier sleeper assassin, and by the end, he's realized he can use all parts of himself to affect change, but he's also not fixed. The same goes for every one of them. Walker's family doesn't immediately come back because he did a good deed. He's got work to do. The biggest arcs are for Yelena and Bob, who are both dealing with depression, self-doubt, and purposelessness. Leading her team and seeing her own struggles reflected in Bob helps Yelena find empathy and compassion for him and makes her wonder why she struggles to offer that same kindness to herself. Still not fixed. And Bob is pulled out of his void, but everyone knows the void isn't gone. It's clear he's working through it, but again, not fixed. That's the truth of real people with mental illness, and while maybe it's not the cleanest ending for a superhero story, it's real. And personally, I'd like to see more of that. Next week, an actor in an unexpected role.
Defensive measures!